Whenever you get a new player in a Dungeons & Dragons group, it takes a little bit of time to get them up to speed on all the in-jokes that are being thrown around from old adventures. Like, if they enter into a room and someone goes, "Is the table in there made of mahogany?" And everyone bursts into laughter while the new guy's just sitting there wondering what kind of a cult they got themselves into. For a while, whenever someone would cast a spell, they would say, "I cast darkness," sarcastically. Everyone would get a good laugh, and then it would die down. We would eventually have to tell new players this story in order to bring them up to speed. So, here's what happened. One day, we were sailing across the ocean, following an archipelago of islands. The crew was startled by a loud roar, and saw a black speck flying towards the ship at a breakneck speed. We looked at the ship's captain, who just shouted one word. "Dragon!" We only had a moment to grab our weapons and armor before the dragon passed overhead. Our Aarakocra bird, Flynn, cast a wind spell and forced the dragon to land on the bow of the ship. I rolled the highest initiative, rushed forward to do battle with the beast. I lifted up my sword and brought it down upon his head. And it went tink and just kind of bounced off. So I didn't damage the dragon, but I at least showed him who's boss and gave him a taste of what happens to lizards who land uninvited on the ship. Then, our fucking tiefling went, "I cast darkness on the dragon." Everyone at the table just gives him this look of death, and the GM goes, Are you sure?" "Yep," he says. Now, something I should clarify is that this particular player had a habit of not actually reading what his spells did before he cast them. So, he cast darkness on the dragon, causing a large pitch-black sphere to engulf the area. "Yes," our tiefling said. "Now he can't see us." No, the GM corrected. "Now you can't see him." "What?" the player said. "The dragon has blind sight," the GM explained. "That means it detects people by smell and sound. It doesn't need to see. It was our ranger's turn next. I can't fire at the dragon because somebody, who will remain nameless, cast darkness on it." Then the GM went. "All the crew have their bows ready to fire at it, but somebody cast darkness on it." It went down the whole line of initiative, and not one single person could do anything because no one could actually see the dragon. Basically, the spell did the opposite of what the Warlock wanted. It could see all of us, but we couldn't see it. Next round, it was just me and the dragon in the sphere of darkness fighting with one another, and believe it or not, in a straight-up one-on-one, mano-a-mano fight, I won. Just kidding, I died hideously. Eventually the tiefling dispelled the darkness, the rest of the crew was able to fight, and they slew the dreaded beast, and I was resuscitated. From then on, in our group, it became a little bit of a joke to tell the tiefling, "Why don't you cast darkness? That'll help us out a lot!"